Does Thor Ragnarok live up to the hype? We're breaking down the first reactions, spoiler-free. Now, we've taken the hit and scoured through the reviews for Thor Ragnarok to bring you what the critics are saying, sans all those pesky spoilers. So, let's dive in. Looks like the overall tone of the film has won over most reviewers, who have almost unanimously bestowed the movie with the title of Funniest Marvel Movie. Nerdist.com says it's a workplace comedy posing as a Marvel movie, while The Verge describes it as like Deadpool, only charming and light rather than R-rated and nihilistic.
Like a testicle with teeth.
Variety was pretty tough on the film, but did say that Thor Ragnarok is easily the best of the three Thor movies, which, let's be honest, isn't really saying much.
No.
But they defined it as a wacky adventure comedy, irreverent almost to the point of camp. And Uprock says it's by far the most unusual of the Marvel movies, a crazy, colorful, ambitious, hilarious ride through the cosmos. Not only was Ragnarok touted as the funniest Marvel movie yet by the likes of Entertainment Weekly, but they also said that with the exception of Deadpool and the Guardians of the Galaxy films, Ragnarok may be the only Marvel hero movie that feels like it's first and foremost a comedy. This is an interesting distinction because from what we're seeing around the interwebs, the success of Ragnarok is that it attempts to be more of a comedy than a superhero movie and actually nails it. In fact, Empire Online says Ragnarok is a full-bore comedy using blockbuster spectacle as a backdrop for gags. And The Hollywood Reporter claims it's the loose-limbed laughs that amp the story's comic book formula. But what about the cast? Critics seem to agree that Chris Hemsworth has reached peak Thorness in this film, including Empire Online, who says that Hemsworth has never been more comfortable in the Odin son skin. The consensus seems to be that the pairing of Hemsworth's budding comedy rep and Waititi's knack for dry humor have finally unlocked a more fun, dynamic version of the Asgardian. But other characters fared poorly in the crosshairs of critique. For instance, The Verge was loving Cate Blanchett's performance of Hela, and the actress herself got praise for bringing gravitas and gleeful evilness to the role, but overall, the character fell short in the eyes of many reviewers.
Doesn't sound right.
Oh, that's true.
Empire Online says if there's a weak link in the lineup, it's Blanchett's Hela, and EW.com says surely there have to be other ways to play female evil than just threat, punchline, threat, punchline. But The Hollywood Reporter thought that formula worked, saying the story's central bad guys are silly fun, hammed to the hilt by Cate Blanchett and Jeff Goldblum. In fact, Variety and Birth Movie's Death also showed quite a bit of Goldblum fetish in their reviews, waiting eagerly for the Grandmaster's scenes. While many reviewers felt that Hela is hella disappointing, like that joke, Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie outshone all others. EW.com says Thompson's Valkyrie was a standout and that the Marvel Universe needs to see more of Thompson. Another clear star of the film are the visuals, with inspiration lifted straight from the page of classic comic artist Jack Kirby. The look of the film is widely described as stunning. The Verge says Sakar's design is aggressively retro-futuristic, and Mark Mothersbaugh gets plenty of love for his synth prog rock score to match those visuals. While the visuals wowed many critics in the eyeballs, the story and writing left much to be desired for some. Our own Nerdist reviewers said that the plot was pedestrian, and EW.com called the storyline predictable, sometimes plotting. EW had more shade to throw at the writing, saying the story is meandering and narcoleptic and that the writers need to aim higher. Empire Online was a bit more generous, saying that the film occasionally feels too glib, while The Verge had a more optimistic view, saying Ragnarok was an enthusiastic, hilarious reboot of the idea of what a Marvel movie can actually be. But they made it clear that that's thanks to its director, Taika Waititi. In fact, all of the reviews we gleaned from had high praise for Taika. Empire Online called him Marvel's most unorthodox hire to date, and multiple reviewers were in awe of how much of his signature style made it through the gauntlet of the big corporate movie-making machine, and in his first go at it, coming off of a shining indie film career. The Verge came right out and said that no film in the studio's canon has seemingly owed so much to its director as Taika Waititi's Thor Ragnarok. But enough about what all the other people thought. Let's go to the only authority on everything that matters in the world of the MCU, Dan Casey. Dan, you saw an advanced screening, so what did you think? But please keep it spoiler-free.
I promise I'll keep it spoiler-free. I really enjoyed this movie. Taika Waititi is one of my favorite working directors, and honestly, he's made the best Thor movie to date. It is so constantly and unrelentingly funny. There was one scene that was so hilarious, my vision went blurry because I was laughing so hard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I almost passed out because I was laughing so hard.
It's such a good time, and like they do so much weird cosmic stuff. It feels like a Jack Kirby painting come to life, and the characters are likable. If you didn't really like the Thor movies previously, this is going to definitely change your opinion about them, and you might leave this movie having Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk be your new favorite Avenger.
Oh, very cool. Well, so that you would say it's your favorite Thor movie, but how does it rank with the rest of the MCU?
I think it's really solid, and it's definitely in like the top half of my MCU estimation. I wouldn't put it in my top 5, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Certainly top 10, which is weird to say, but we're approaching 10 years of these movies, so what can you do? It's really good, but it is like the plot's kind of straightforward. It doesn't feel as weighty as some of the other stuff happening in the MCU, especially because we know Infinity War is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So overall, I'd say it's a really solid, entertaining, fantastically good time of a movie.
It's
and
a little palate cleanser
Yeah.
for the crazy stuff that we're gonna get in just a few,
exactly,
like in a year or so.
Just like, look at the news, then go see this movie, and you'll forget everything you read.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Thanks, Dan. But what do you folks think? Are you there opening night, opening weekend? Are you waiting to stream it? Let's discuss. And be sure to like and subscribe. And it's Thursday, so you know what that means.
Mothership Day!
Yay,
It's
Mothership!
Mothershipsmas!
Mothership is our live weekly show with Geek and Sundry, where Hector Navarro and I bring you the craziest videos on the internet, chat with awesome guests, not Dan today though, sorry, and do wild challenges like pork bowling. What else do you really need? You can catch Mothership Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. PT on Nerdist YouTube and ProjectAlpha.com.